Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be doing a basic full set, and in this video I want to focus on acrylic application in depth. So I hope you guys enjoyed your new year, and I'm wishing you guys nothing but the best. I hope you continue to push through your nail career. Don't give up. Like, as soon as you think you want to give up, just know that next week or the next day might just be the time for your breakthrough, and you gave up just too soon. So keep pushing, be consistent, be dedicated, because 2023 is your year. Okay, let's speak that in existence. It's all of us here, so let's get it. So let's get in the nails. So I'm going in with my cuticle bit. I bought this bit on Amazon. I really cannot remember the link. I cannot find this bit anymore, guys, because I was trying to get one more for myself and I don't know where to find it. So I can't even leave the link for you guys because I really don't know. I purchased this bit like maybe 2 years ago, and I'm still using it, and it still works very well, and I still haven't been able to find another bit like this. Anyway, so first I go around the cuticle with the cuticle bit, because sometimes for persons who have a hard time getting in the side walls and around the cuticle, it's the best thing to do, just to get like a cuticle bit. That way you can get in the cuticle like as much as possible. So the sanding band is a 180 grit sanding band, and I'm just going to use my sanding band and prep the nail. Make sure I remove the shine from the natural nail, because our body produces oil, and these oils are also on the natural nails, so we have to remove that way we don't have lifting, and everything is nice and prepped properly. In this process, you're not doing it aggressively, or you're not putting too much pressure. You're literally just doing light strokes just to remove the sheen from the surface of the nail. So don't go too hard on this part, and I'm using a 180 sanding band to do this. Now we're coming in with my nipper, and I'm gonna nip the cuticle, and you guys just saw that I nipped her. I was like, oh my god, that's because we was talking too much. That's what happened when you talk a lot. Anyway, so I do have this one, what's the name of it again? I can't remember the name right now, but I'm gonna leave the link in the description box. If you happen to nip your client or cut them with the drill, it helps to stop the bleeding. I can't remember the name of it now, but yeah, I used that and the bleeding stopped like immediately. So of course I'm coming in with my nipper, and I'm nipping the cuticle, because you know this make your work looks better when you're done, and it's fast. You don't have to go in depth giving them a crazy manicure. You just go in and give them like a light manicure, remove the excess cuticle, and if there's nothing to remove, you're not cutting the cuticle. So that's what I do. And also I'm going in and I'm cutting down the nail. That way the nail underneath is neat and tidy. And also people ask me how long it takes me to do a set. This set that I did, it literally took me an hour and a half to complete, to be honest. An hour and a half. Anyway, so after that, now we're gonna go in and we're gonna measure our tips. When you're measuring the tips, guys, make sure it fits sidewall to sidewall. Make sure if the tip is too small, you do not use that tip. I'd prefer to say use a bigger tip. That way you can come in with your hand file and you can file the tip down, the sides of the tip down. That way, you know, the tip, you know for a fact the tip is not too small. So never get the smaller tip. If it's not fitting exact, get the one that's bigger, and then you use the file and shave the sides down a little bit. And this is my square tips. This tip is on my website, guys. You can always go ahead and check it out. They stick very fast, they're strong. Like, once you're using the right glue, these tips will stick very fast. Because the other day I didn't have any KDS glue. By the way, not the other day, like now, as you can see, I'm not using the KDS glue. So the tips were not sticking as fast as it usually would. So sometimes it can be your nail glue, because I know for a fact these tips, they stick very fast. So once I saw that, I know immediately it was the glue, because with the KDS glue, my tips stick in literally 2 seconds. Once you put it down, it's gonna stick. So I know for a fact it was the glue. So yes, make sure you pay attention to the glue that you're using too, because that definitely plays a big part in how fast your tips are sticking. Now I'm gonna come in with my scissors, and she said she wanted medium long, so I'm just gonna cut like a little bit above the length that I know she wants. Let her look at it and then tell me if I should go shorter. I always do that because it's better you cut longer, then you can always come back in and shorten it. Then if you cut it too short, then they didn't mean that short. Now you have to take the tip off because you can't make it longer. So I always suggest to cut the tip longer than you think they want it. That way, if they want it shorter, they can always tell you to cut it shorter. And sometimes they do tell you like cut it right there, but then when you cut the tip, it still look like it's too short or too long. So just try to go above what they said, and then they look at it, then they'll tell you, okay, you could go down some more. I use my scissors to pre-cut the tip, and then now I'm coming in with my hand file, and I'm making sure everything is nice and neat. I did try to record when I'm cutting with the scissors, but my storage, I didn't have enough storage and the video stopped. I didn't notice, so I didn't get to catch that in the video. So anyways, I had to stop and delete like a bunch of videos, that way I could start and get the recording finished. So whenever I'm shaping the nail, I make sure I look at each side, and I never stay on one side too long. I alternate, and when I'm filing, I'm not just filing, I'm looking at what exactly I am doing. That way, you know, you have to focus on your work. Make sure you alternate, make sure everything is looking nice and neat, and you file what's necessary. Don't just file because you think you should be filing. come in with my Young Nails Protein Bond, and I'm gonna apply this two times over the surface of the nail. I don't apply the protein bond to the nail tips. I just apply it to the natural nail because that's what you want the acrylic to bond to. The protein bond is for the acrylic to bond to the natural nail, not to the tip. So let's get in the application process. Okay guys, so whenever you put your brush in the liquid, make sure that you saturate the brush completely. Don't just put the tip of the brush in the liquid. Don't put it halfway through. Put the entire brush in the liquid. Saturate the bristles completely. Then after you're done doing that, you're gonna look at the nail and decide how big your bead is going to be. If you're going for a medium size bead, you should already know once you go in your liquid that you're going for a medium size bead. And then you should already know how much liquid you want in your brush. So make sure whenever you're going in the liquid, whenever you're coming out, you look at the nail and you already should know what size bead you want. Don't just pick up any size bead and come on to work with it on the nail because it's gonna be too little or too much. So try to make sure like whenever you go in your monomer, you know exactly what you're going for. This is going to help you to move faster and to be more precise with your application. So if you go in your liquid and you pick up a bead and you're about to place it, you notice that the acrylic is too wet, you can always dry the brush on the paper towel and remove some of the liquid. So, or if you already placed it, you can just place the bead on the nail and hold the bead in place for a few seconds, then you release it. And make sure whenever you're working, you're cleaning up your sidewalls and making sure the client's finger is tilted downward. That way the acrylic will run to the tip of the nail. And make sure you have full control over the client's hand. Don't let them try to look at it or none of that. You want their hands to be as free as possible. So like I said before, whenever you go in your monomer, you're going to make sure you saturate your brush completely. Then you're going to swipe the brush. The side that you didn't swipe, that's the side that you're going to place in the powder. You're going to see you swipe, then you use the opposite side, then you go in the powder. When you pick up the acrylic, you're going to press it down on the nail, then you release it. You're going to go back in your liquid and you're going to control the powder, hold the client's finger downward and let the acrylic flow to the tip of the nail. Try to control the acrylic, try to look at every side of the nail, look what the acrylic is doing, making sure it's not flowing to the side, making sure you're cleaning up your sidewalls and all that. You can't just look at one side of the nail. You need to be looking all over the nail. You're going to brush the acrylic to the tip and you're going to use your brush, the body of your brush, to remove the excess acrylic from the nail tip. If the acrylic is flowing and it's too much powder, let it flow, let it run off the nail tip, or you can use your brush and remove it. But if it's excess, you don't need it, so let it go. Don't try to control all that excess powder that you do not want. If you want it and you can control it, you use your brush. If it's running too much and you want to control it, you use your brush and you hold the acrylic in place, and then you let it go again and let it flow, and use your brush to control it and stroke it. Clean your sidewalls up, and whenever you're cleaning the cuticle and the sidewalls, you got to use the tip of the brush to clean it. Don't try to use the body of the brush. You got to put the tip of the brush inside in the corners and in the sidewalls. And for this one, I want to do it slow-mo. So we're going to go in the liquid. We're going to remove the excess. The side that you didn't tap, you're going to use that side to pick up the powder. You're going to place the bead on the nail. Hold the client's finger downward. Let the acrylic flow to the tip. If you want to control the powder, you can use the brush and you can hold it in place, and then you watch it and you stroke the acrylic to the tip of the nail. You literally need gentle motion. So I'm playing this in real time. I even slowed it down a little bit. I want you guys to look at the motion of my hand and look how gentle I am with this process. The cuticle bead you never place in the cuticle, you place it just above the cuticle. That way you give the acrylic room to flow. After you place the cuticle bead down, you're going to use your brush and you're going to tuck the bead back in the cuticle. So also what I notice is it's best if you pick a application routine and stick to it. You can always try different application, 3-ball, 2-ball, 1-ball, but then you have to pick one. Stick to it and practice that application. One more thing, guys, whenever you're stroking the acrylic, make sure you use the body of the brush, not the tip of the brush. You see it when you put the tip of the brush, you make a mess. I just did that just now. I was hoping you got that, but try to use the body of the brush to stroke the acrylic. When you use the tip of the brush, it's like you're jabbing the acrylic, and because of that, it's like you making ditches in the acrylic. Whereas if it's wet and you use the tip of the brush, you're gonna be making a mess. Like, you're not even, because I pay attention, like, you guys don't even use the tip of the brush just to guide the acrylic. Like, you literally use the tip of the brush and you jabbing the acrylic too much and you're making a mess. So kind of when you're stroking it, come from the back and you stroke it. Don't try to stroke it from in the middle. Like, I hope I explained that right. I really do. Now we're coming in again with our 100 grit hand file, and we're just coming in and we're cleaning up the sides, making sure we get underneath the nail. If you have any like hang nails or anything underneath, you have to remove that, because if you don't remove the hang or whatever acrylic might be underneath, then it's going to reflect on the top. So when you're shaping, you got to make sure you get underneath the nail as well, your side walls and your tip. And we do not have much shaping to do because the acrylic application was pretty decent, so we don't have a lot of work to do. So whenever you're shaping, make sure you alternate, go from one side to the next. Don't stay on one side too long. And whenever you shape, you make sure you look at the nail, admire the nail, see where you need to shape, see where you need to go back, what needs to get redone. So whenever you're shaping, you just have to focus on what you're doing and making sure that you don't overfile the nail, because once you stay on one side too long and you start overfiling, then the nail gets crooked. So you have to make sure you keep alternating and making sure you pay attention to what you're doing and getting underneath the sides and the tip of the nail. now I'm coming in with my medium bit, and I'm just gonna use this bit to file the nail, get off all the excess product, making sure I seal the cuticle, making sure I get the side walls, everything, because this is the part that you have to use this bit to get most of the work out the way. Because when I'm done filing, I usually come back with my hand file, but I'm not using the hand file to do that much work. I'm just using the hand file to tighten the nail and making sure I give it like a final touch, making sure everything is nice and neat. So I make sure I seal the nail properly at this step. And whenever you're doing your cuticle, guys, you have to make sure you twist the client's finger and you put the tip of the bit wherever you're trying to file. So if you're trying to get the side wall of the nail, that means the tip of the bit should be in the side wall. If you're getting the cuticle, the tip of the bit should be in the cuticle. And the opposite side, the tip of the bit, that's the only way you're going to be able to seal your nail properly. Just like that. You see, I'm trying to get that side, so I put the tip of the bit in the side, and then the opposite side, and then the same thing for the cuticle. And just making sure you have your pinky finger rest, that way you have full control over the drill. So you definitely need to use your pinky finger as a stabilizer. So watch how I'm doing it, watch how I'm twisting the client's finger, making sure I have control over their hand, making sure I have control over the drill by putting my pinky finger on their hand. You can put it on your hand, on one of your finger, or rest it on the side of their nail, whatever makes you comfortable. But you definitely need to have your pinky finger resting somewhere. It's gonna keep your hand stable. And just make sure you have the tip of the bit in the side wall, in the cuticle, and in the opposite side. All the sides and the cuticle, the tip of the bit needs to be. That's the only way you're going to be able to get to the cuticle, get to the side walls without cutting your client. products used in this video, guys, you can find them on my website. The link is going to be in the description box. Make sure you like the videos, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, make sure you leave in a comment in the comment section, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to answer questions. I'm here to help you guys, and you can ask any question you want in the comment section because I'm definitely responding. So make sure you're leaving comments, you're telling me leaving like suggestions of videos that I should make, and make sure you're liking the video, guys, because if you don't like the video, what's the point of me continuing to do YouTube? I want to make sure you guys are learning. Leave comments so I could know what you guys are thinking, and like the video. That way I could keep making videos. So like I said before, I'm gonna come in with my hand file. I'm gonna tighten the acrylic, making sure everything is nice and smooth. Any bumps that the drill leave behind, I'm gonna use the hand file, and remove all those scratches. This part does not take that long, guys. I'm literally just coming in and going over the surface of the nail, because you know sometimes the bit leaves like some ditch, or I don't know if you want to call them potholes, but yeah, the bit be leaving some stuff sometimes. So the hand file is just me using it, making sure everything is nice and neat and put together for my design. And the pink that I'm using in this video is called Gianna. That's gonna be in the description box as well. And whenever you shop, if you watch my videos on YouTube and you go to the shop, you can always use the code YouTube, and you're gonna get discounts on your product. So make sure you're using the discount code. That way I can know where my peoples are coming from. You know, that kind of helped me to keep track of where my clients are coming from, or my customers are coming from. So whenever I'm done, guys, I always go back one more time, finalize the shape, making sure everything is nice, neat, put together, and ready for the design. I'll see you guys at the end of the video, and don't forget to like the video, guys. Whenever I'm doing a design like a French or outline, stuff like that, I definitely go over my lines like 2 times, because that just make it so much brighter and everything just comes together nicer. It depends on the design that I'm doing or how pigmented the polish is, but most times for French nails or these type of outline nails, I always do it 2 times. And then I'm gonna come in with my top coat. I'm gonna put my top coat on, and I'm gonna wipe the sides. I practice wiping the sides because I work too hard for my shape to just come and mess it up with the polish or the top coat, because you know they leak to the side. So that's why I kind of go in with my hand and just clean it up a little bit. That way I could keep the shape of my nail. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you haven't liked the video as yet, go ahead and like it right now and subscribe to this channel. I have so many more videos coming for you guys, and leave the comment down below and let me know what you're struggling with or what I need to focus on in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video.